Hi, my name is Roy, and this is my presentation of my evidence. So, in this practice, we put to use everything we have learned from this module into one practice. How to connect an actuator, how to connect sensors, how to connect them to the PLC, how to properly manage the numerous wires that are going to be used in the system. So, in this practice, we also use our knowledge in the area of programming and connectivity, since we were required to use two opto-touch sensors, programming in Logosoft and monitoring and control with Node-RED. We have several components interacting with each other in this practice. First, we have the two opto-touch sensors that are represented in this diagram as these two normally open contacts. So this goes to the I1 and I3 inputs. So the use of the sensors is that when both of the sensors are activated, the pneumatic piston must move to its lengthened position. And when there is only one or zero sensors activated, the pneumatic piston must be in its retracted position. In the dashboard of the Node-RED, there must be a switch. This switch will have the utility of turning on and off an actuator. In this case, it's a motor. In order to make this a functioning system, everything must be connected to the PLC. So when the PLC receives the signal from Node-RED, the PLC will send the signal to an output, who will turn on the contactor so the motor gets powered. But what will happen if a component of this system is adjusted, changed, or reprogrammed? This depends on what component will be changed, adjusted, or reprogrammed. First, it needs to be settled which type of component will get manipulated. If it were to be a sensor, first I will check the technical requirements to see if it can be connected the same way as the other sensor, or if it can be at least similar connection to the previous one connected. If the output is a different digital value than the previous sensor, then the programming of the PLC will need to have a slight change. Changing the contact from a normally open to a normally closed contact will allow us to invert the signal of the output of the sensor. So in this case, the opto-touch sensors gives us uh, a zero value as an output. So when the sensor gets activated, the the sensor sends a digital signal of 1. So if we have another type of sensor in which these signals are inverted, we will need to change the programming in the PLC. If the component to be changed were to be the motor, then the main issue could be what voltage the new component could need. If it's less than the previous motor, then the use of the contactor could be considered unnecessary if the actuator is small enough. Because connecting a small motor to 125 volts could damage the motor. So we will need to use an alternate power system in order to power the motor. But if it's a bigger motor, we also will need a bigger power supply. So that's what will change mostly if we change the actuator. Thank you.